Hi, I'm kchoi. Welcome back to my channel. This little nugget here is Cookie. That is my sister-in-law's family's dog. They are staying with us for a little bit, so yeah. Cookie is joining me today for this video. So I've been a full-time working adult for 6 years now, minus the year that I was in grad school, I guess. But in those years, I've had to learn how to manage my time on a day-to-day basis to make sure I get all of my daily work tasks done. In this video, I wanted to share 3 pretty simple tactics that I use and that you can use to manage your time and take ownership of your time at work. I don't think anything I'm about to share is revolutionary by any means, but hopefully it can be a good reminder, or if you're entering the workforce for the first time, maybe it can help you develop some good habits from the start. Now, these tactics are more specifically around daily time management, but if you want to see a video about overall kind of big picture time management and work-life balance, then give this video a like to let me know. And while you're down there, just, click those other buttons as well. I would really appreciate it. Okay, let's begin. Tactic number 1 is to keep your calendar up to date. And by that, I mean making sure your calendar accurately reflects what meetings and calls you're going to that day. When you get a meeting invite, you can accept or decline and even reply that you'll be tentative. In Gmail, I think it's a simple yes, no, or maybe. So I'm really just talking about the simple act of replying yes or accept if you're going to the meeting, replying no or declining if you're not, and then using that maybe or tentative in 2 different ways. One is literally if you are just a maybe for that meeting and you just can't confirm at the moment, but the other way, which I use more frequently, is to let the meeting organizer know that I can't attend, but I want to mark the meeting as tentative so that I just have visibility that that meeting or call is happening. This helps the person organizing the meeting know that they wouldn't have to wait for you once the meeting begins, and it helps you personally keep track of what's going on in a project if that meeting has to do with a specific project or team that you're on. So keeping that calendar up to date and accurate helps you because it helps your coworkers and colleagues know what you're doing that day, and if they want to book meetings, they're not accidentally booking over something that's already happening or that you're already attending. So every night before the next day of work, I look at my up-to-date calendar and I'm just able to plan out my morning, think about what time I need to get into the office and all of that. Now, for some of you, you might have a set time that you go into the office every day. For me, it's a little bit more flexible, and if I have a pretty early phone call, let's say I have a call that starts at 8 a.m., I might take that call from home and then go into the office after that. I might see that my whole day is filled with phone calls and meetings, and so I decide to work from home that day. So I do that on a nightly basis because I just don't have the capacity to remember, what's going on in my entire week. So I just take it day by day. The second tactic, which is related to your calendar, but I still see it as a separate thing, is to block out working time on your calendar. Now, I don't use this tactic every single day, but on days when I especially have a lot of work to get done, or I don't actually have that many calls and meetings, I will block off hours of time on my calendar and reserve that for specific working time that I need. That way, if I know that I definitely need to sit down and work on something for 2 hours, I can reserve that time to do it, and I am at less risk of having that become filled up with any last-minute calls or meetings by my colleagues. Of course, you can't always protect that working time, but it helps a lot, not only for your own personal time management of knowing what things you need to get done, but also allowing you to have as few interruptions as possible. I'll not only do this for working time, but I'll do that for appointments as well. So let's say I have a doctor's appointment, I'll be sure to block that on my calendar, as well as a buffer on each side, so I'm not having a phone call all the way up until my appointment begins. I definitely think this tactic of blocking off certain hours of time when you need to and owning your calendar in that way is one of the most effective ways to manage your time wisely at work. And the third tactic is to write lists, but write prioritized lists. Now, the way you write your own to-do list or task list every day might look different. It could be good old paper and pen. It could be a notes app on your phone. I personally use the task or flag option or feature in Microsoft Outlook, but the technique can apply to whatever list format you want. What I personally do is in the flags or task feature in Outlook, I will just write my to-do lists and my tasks either at the beginning of the day or throughout the day. And what I'll do is I'll categorize them by when they need to be completed. So the basic categories I use are today, tomorrow, this week, next week. And that's just driven by the format of Outlook and the options they have. There's also an option to put a specific date, but I will only use that sometimes. I'll typically use those other 4 categories. The reason it's important to prioritize your task list is that you want to be able to focus. So if you just keep a running list and it keeps going on and on and on, you're not going to know what to focus on, and you'll tend to just do kind of the quick wins, or you might start to try to tackle something that's bigger than you can take on at that moment. So whatever list format you use, whether it's handwriting it or using an app or anything else, you also want to have a system for prioritizing them. Again, I organize my list with the categories today, tomorrow, this week, next week, and I'm sure there are many other systems out there, but the goal is to create your to-do list or your task list and then prioritize it. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it maybe gave you a couple of new ideas of things you can do to manage your time better. If you have some more tactics that you use, please leave them in the comments below, because I would love to learn about them, and I'm sure other people in the comments would love to see as well. Also, let me know what other topics related to career, education, travel, or anything else you'd like to see. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Say bye, Cookie. Say bye.